So here in this particular example, what I have considered here, that this rider on the bike throw the ball in opposite direction instead of throwing into the forward direction. Now the man throw the ball in opposite direction, and now it is obvious that the speed of this ball in his frame of reference relative to the O prime observer will be ux prime. So now one have to find out the speed of the ball according to the observer O. The point is that now ux prime is in opposite direction, so it seems to be the opposite to this observer also. So now we have to make use this concept for the problem. This one, where it is mentioned that two spaceship A and B are moving in opposite directions. An observer on the earth measure the speed of A to be 0.750 c and the speed of B to be 0.850 c. Right, so there are two spacecraft into the air, and you can see here like this way. So an observer on the earth, this is an observer on the surface of the earth O, measure the speed of A. This is spacecraft A and this one is spacecraft B. Both are moving in opposite direction, A into the positive x direction and B opposite to it. The speed of A to be 0.750 c and the speed of B to be 0.850 c. So speed of this spacecraft is 0.750 c and speed of this spacecraft relative to this observer is 0.850 c. So now in this numerical problem, basically what is the point? Point is that we have to select ux prime, ux and v. So what they are asking in the numerical problem? In the numerical problem they ask that find the velocity of B with respect to A. We have to find out the velocity of this spacecraft with respect to this one. So as I have discussed earlier in this clip art, that now the biker throw the ball in opposite direction, so that is basically u minus ux prime. Similarly here, one spacecraft we have to assume as a s prime. So I am considering this A spacecraft as a s prime frame. So now if this is s prime frame, the observer pilot of this spacecraft will be O prime, and now suppose this spacecraft B, which is moving in opposite direction, can be treated that ball which is thrown in opposite direction. So that will be ux prime, but now ux prime is negative and the speed of this spacecraft relative to this one, that is 0.850 c. Right, we have to find out the velocity of B with respect to A, and this is given 0.750 c, that is V. If I consider this s prime as a s prime frame, then what is this 0.850 c? Obviously this will be ux, but this ux was possible positive when this travel into the forward direction, but right now this is moving in opposite direction, so this will be treated as minus 0.850 c. So now ux is known, v is known, so one have to find out the ux prime. So now by using this formula, ux prime is equal to ux minus v upon 1 minus ux v upon c square. All these values are given, right? Here ux prime we have to find out, ux is given in terms of minus. This is the only important point, that we have to consider it negative. and here V is the 0.750. So one can put the value and find out the solution, and that will be obvious, minus 0.977 C. So if ux is negative, that means if velocity of a particle or an object or any spacecraft or anything is negative for the O prime observer, where O prime observer is moving into the positive x direction, that is moving forward direction with respect to the s, right? So then that time if he throw a ball in opposite direction, so that will be treated as negative. This is the only point. So one can solve this problem like this, related to the relativistic velocity addition.